Hi, I'm Luke Brown. This is my Equinety Barn Check. It's a little misty and rainy this morning, so we're gonna rope first, and after that I'll show you around. We always had horses. My dad had horses. He grew up with horses on a farm. When I was probably, I'm gonna say around maybe 11 years old, him and some buddies went with some friends to a little roping club 20 miles down the road, and he started roping, and so of course I did. After a year or so of that, my dad built an arena at our house. When I was probably 12. I got the bug, loved it, and it just went from there. I've always worked. I mean, it's just the old cliche of you work, that's just what you do. And so in high school, they'd have ropings on the weekends. It'd be $5 a man draw ropings, and me and my buddy would go haul hay all week to get $40 to go enter 8 times on Sunday. I mean, that's just what we did. I run a tractor for a couple of years. I drove a dump truck for a couple of years, and I've always worked. I worked to rodeo. I mean, never planned on having nothing or never wanted nothing. I just wanted rodeo. I've loved rodeo my whole life. When I did move to Texas and roped, and I could win barely enough to get by, but it was hard. And I almost, at one point, I was about getting, I just might need to shoe horses. That might be my calling. I like shoeing horses, and so I had that conversation with Chad one day. I was like, hey, I gotta do something, man. I just gotta rope better, I gotta start shoeing horses. And he's like, yeah, you need to do one or the other, but you need to decide what you want to do. And I ain't shoeing horses. I'm fixing to start roping better. And it just kind of all turned around from there. And the game changer horse for me was a horse called Slim Shady. Man, we hit it off from day one. He had his quirks, but as far as roping on him, I was so comfortable, and things got better and better, and went on to 2008, and that was the first year I made the finals, and I had one horse, Slim Shady, and I rode him everywhere. And I rode him for the next 8 NFRs. I rode him every year. Had Slim for a few years, and then I bought a horse, called him Cowboy. It didn't take long to get with him either, and he was super fast and good-minded. He was that horse I needed. So I actually had, the first few years I rodeoed, I had the best 2 horses a guy could ask for. The next best horse I had after that was Rockstar. When I went to riding him, and within about a week, I fell in love with him. Just a different style of horse, and I went to winning on him. Just like a match made in heaven. That was the year that I actually quit riding Slim, was when I got Rockstar. And rode him at the next 3 NFRs after Slim. The next horse I got after that was the gray that I have now. But he was a different type of horse that I'd ever rode. So it took me a year or so of a lot of trial and error of doing different things, roping a little different, going a different way than I've always done. And toward the end of 22 and 23, we finally hit it off, and he's been a blessing. So when we first bought this place, there was nothing here. It was completely trees, and we did it all ourselves, me and my dad and the whole family actually. But I didn't really never know where I wanted to put the arena. Kind of wanted to go with it in the back. I wanted to get in them trees somehow, but it was just too much work. So it actually just become a great place to put the arena. Preferred dropped off the whole arena. It was in October sometime, I guess, and NFR practice starts in November, so we set it up just the NFR dimensions, and it's so much fun, and we roped in it like that for the whole month of November before the finals, and put the chute exactly the same dimensions as the NFR from the right fence. So when it comes NFR practice time, I just set a left fence up to the left side, and usually leave the back open, but at least we have the exact width of the NFR. So my roping boxes, my preferred boxes, I have them set up 11 foot wide, which seems to make it practice. It makes my horses feel a little more comfortable. I have it where I can slide it forward for myself, make it 16 foot or 18 foot, and then I can slide it all the way back to make it World Series start for my dad to practice. So in 2018, we bought the land, and first thing we did was we built this shop. We insulated it because we knew that we were going to leave for the summer, and we needed a place to put all our furniture and stuff, so we tried to do it up as good as we could to keep everything from getting messed up while we were gone. And we actually lived at Patrick Smith's for about 3 or 4 months in his apartment while they finished the house up. I've had this walker for about 3 years, and it's kind of my pride and joy. I've always dreamed of having a Preferred walker, and finally got it done, and it's so cool having that thing. It's been a blessing for us, and it's been raining a lot here lately, so I hadn't got to use it much. So I tried to build the pens big enough where I didn't have to clean them every day, but that don't seem to work out. This is our dream barn. This is the barn that me and Lacey, we designed it together, and luckily we were fortunate enough at the time to sell our other place and kind of do what we wanted to. And at first we were just going to build an apartment, and then maybe later on build a house somewhere else. But as it got planning and everything, it kind of grew into a house, and it's actually the perfect size of house for me and Libby and Lacey to keep up with. And when we was building the barn, 5 stalls, but I put gates in the middle, made them big enough where I could shut them up and have 10 stalls if the weather was super bad and we had too many horses or whatever. This is Buddha. This is the horse that I've rode for the last couple of years. I've had him for 3 years now, I guess, and shooting the last year or two, it's worked out great. We've gotten along good and had a great NFR and done good this year, and yeah, I'm very fortunate to have him. And this is Pecos. She's 8 years old. Give her to my nephew, and my nephew broke her and trained her and roped on her and seasoned her, and she's finally seasoning out, and I got to ride her quite a bit last year, but I'm gonna ride her more this year, and I'm excited to get to haul her a little bit. This is Jackie. This is Libby's horse. She's had her for a couple months now, and a lady from Florida retired her. She's 21, and give her to Libby. She walks, trot, lopes, runs the barrels. It's perfect learning tool for her. She gets along really good, and we're gonna get to rodeo some this fall, so Libby's gonna take her with us this summer and keep her in shape and keep getting with her so she can do her some rodeoing this fall too. And this is the third horse I'm taking rodeoing with me. This is Biz. He come from Chad-Justas out of North Dakota, and I've been around him for 4 or 5 years and got to ride him quite a bit, and he's gonna let me take him and rodeo on him. He's a phenomenal horse. He scores really well and runs hard and got a good move, and I think I'm excited to get to ride him at the one-headers more than anything. He seems to make the run happen a lot faster, and I love rope good on him, and I love roping on him. So that's the 4 horses we're taking to go rodeo in this summer, and we're super pumped, super excited to get to go again, and let's go check out my tack room. So this is my tack room. When we just was trying to figure out what we want to do, I didn't want to make a big room. I kind of wanted to have it where you could just walk in, put your saddle up, your bridle up, and be done. There's nothing worse than roping all day, and when it's time to be done, I'm ready to be done and go in the house. So I tried to make it easy access. If it's raining, you can bring them inside. If it's not, you can just unsaddle right here and put them up. It happens pretty fast, pretty quick, and I like that idea. My wife she's framed all my back numbers throughout the years, and it's amazing I even made it to the first one, much less 14. So I kind of take pride in it, actually. 2008 was the first year I qualified with Monty Joe Petska. He was 16th that year, so I roped with Jade Corkill. I never thought I'd make the NFR, first of all, but never thought I'd make it again either. So to make it 14 times, it's pretty cool. 2010, won the average with Martin Lucero. 2009, I missed the last one to win the average and the world. All I had to do was catch the last one. I spaghettied the horns. So to come back in 2010 and win the average, and we won, finished reserve world champion that year. That was pretty cool. This picture right here is all the headers from 2008. That's about as cool as it gets right there. I mean, there's some legends in there, some guys that still rodeoing, and some of my best friends, and pretty cool picture. 2013, first year, me and Colin made the NFR when I was roping with him, won the average. 2015, we won it again, the average, and he won the world. That was the year that we all wore these Jake Barnes stickers. He had failed that year and hit his head, and he had made it to the NFR, but he couldn't compete there. Junior ended up roping with JoJo Lamont that year. JoJo was 16th, and it was sad Jake didn't get to make it. He roped so good all year. And of course, he's one of my lifelong heroes. I got to buddy with Jake that year too some, and fly around with him and ride in the truck with him. It was pretty legendary. 2020 was the year that they had it, was COVID year, and I won the American that year, and I actually roped with Joseph, won the American with Joseph, and then roped with him at the NFR, and we ended up reserve champs that year. And I didn't make it in 21 or 2, and 23 ain't got framed yet, so a lot of good memories right here. I bought a horse from Chad Masters at one point. He was a little sore, and I said, you should send him to Danita, because that's her specialty. And so whenever I bought him, Danita come with instructions of he has to have his Equinety. And you could definitely tell the difference. Like when he was off of it, he would get sore, he'd lay down a lot more, and then when I stayed on top of it, he was a different horse. Like I seen it, you know, the good and bad of not giving it to him myself, and I put them all on it. And I could tell the difference right then. They were calmer, they eat better, like the hair coat was better. I was having a lot of problem with their feet breaking off. Their feet got so much better. In about 2 months, that led into, I started feeding all of them in Equinety, and I'm a true believer in whatever part it does in the rehab of it. I think it helps for sure. Honestly, growing up roping, all the amateur rodeoing I've done, and I never really thought I'd ever make the NFR. And making the NFR is, to me, is my, besides Lacey and Livy, is, you know, the best thing could ever happen to me, just because that just tells you anybody can, if anybody in the world wants to do something, I'm a living example that it's possible. I do believe that you put in what you reap, what you sow, and it is possible, because I have made a living for 15 years and supported my family with a rope, and that's all I've ever wanted to do. And thank God for it. Well, we're loading up. We're making sure we got all our tack, saddles, bridles, blankets, ropes. We got our feed. We got our Equinety. Everything we need for this summer run. It's getting hot. It's time to go to some cooler weather.
We gotta kick y'all out. Bye.